Now it's time that we do a little more on ng-repeat. This will be still a simple example. In the previous one we used an array of strings. Now we are going to use an array of objects. So example 5a was an array of strings. These things that you have here is an array of strings, right? Very simple array of string 1, 2 and 3. In the next example we are going to use an array of objects. So this could be one practice for how to use the object. If you notice this, the names now has an array. How do you identify it's an array? You see that square brackets. Then how do you know each one is an object? You see this flower braces. And it's an array of objects because you see that this is the first element of the array, right? And then it is separated by a comma. You have the second object here. So what you actually have is this an array of objects, and let me make this a little clear here. I can have the object elements separated here. So this is the first name is the property key, and this is the value, and this is the property key and the value. This is for the first object. Okay. Now let's look at the ng-repeat. What ng-repeat does, the syntax of this one does not change at all, whether it's an array or an object. Okay, the advantage, however, you have in case of an object is you can get inside each element. So when you have x, which is the first, it holds the first element in the first iteration. So in the first iteration you get this one which is highlighted, and this is x, right? If you do x dot first name, you will get the value this, right? And if you do x dot last name, you get this value. Now what I'm doing here is I'm using an angular expression. You see these flower brackets here, a couple of them, and that means it's a angular expression. Okay, now if I say x dot first name, that means whatever the value x is stored in it, which I'm assuming it's an object, and then you have first name and you use a concatenation. You can know that this one is a string, and then I'm using a string, another string here. So you'll have a comma between the first name and last name, right? I can just go ahead and I can go ahead and put it on the live server. Yes, you have this separated by comma. Suppose you don't want a comma, you can simply remove this comma, and I save it. Yeah, you see that it just removes that. Okay, that's a simple object iteration.